Hey everybody, Jim Powers with MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision as we catch up with our coaches this week, and a great weekend for both of our men's and women's soccer teams last weekend. Joining us first is our men's coach, David Korn, and after the 0-1-1 week to start off conference play, what a great bounce-back week for our guys, getting 2 victories, 2 very tough places to play at Drury and William Jewell.
Yeah, pleased with the guys. I thought our opening weekend, to go on the road at Springfield and come away with a loss was disappointing, especially under some of the circumstances, and feel like we had maybe deserved the goal in that game. And then, under the conditions against Bellarmine late in the match to kind of dig our heels in and get a point was positive. So take another step forward and put together back-to-back victories on the road against, 2 teams that had been competitive in their first few matches, I think was important. And to do it the way we did on Sunday was a good sign from the guys.
You look at the guys in general, and I'm going to talk about Helmut. Boy, number one, we knew how good he was off the set pieces, but I think he really established himself this past weekend. 3 goals, a couple of them off of set pieces. Just a really solid weekend for him.
Yeah, I thought he did well, and I think he's continued to improve throughout the course of the season. Had a little bit of an injury in I think it was our second game that held him out for a short time. So, to his credit, he works incredibly hard. I mean, he's one of the guys who's out there in the mornings doing extra work, who wants to stay and hit more balls at the end of practice, and I think that really shows. I mean, he's a guy that we know we can count on to factor in goals with his head, with his feet, on restarts, and that's the job of a striker, and I think he's being pushed by some of the other guys around him, and we feel good about the maturation of our players at that position.
The other thing, too, is I think the midfield has done a terrific job for us, especially this past weekend, winning a lot of those 50-50 challenges and really keeping possession in our end of the field.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I thought Mirza and Pontus have done a really good job of that number 10 role for us especially this past weekend. Both players can score goals. Both players can factor into assists. I thought their awareness of when they could turn and play forward was good. And then we've got 4 guys in that deep midfield position that we feel really confident with. And it's hard to pick 2 of those guys. I think Zulfikar, Mohammed, Eob, and Cole have all pushed to play in that role. And no matter who's in those spots, we feel really confident with their ability both to facilitate our attack as well as defensively to make a big impact in the match.
The one thing that really struck me was we get the 2 goals late on Friday. But then, against Jewell, you could tell coming off the bus, we were ready to go. And to get those couple quickies and then, do everything correctly, it really showed me a lot of what the guys were all about this weekend, especially that road trip, which we've never done before. Drury, then up to Liberty, sitting around. And I thought just the way we came off the bus on Sunday with the energy was terrific.
Yeah, credit to our guys. Their preparation, the way they recovered on Saturday, they bought into all the different pool sessions and stretching sessions, and to be honest, they've laid a good foundation with their fitness last spring, this summer, and early into the fall. So I think we felt confident that we had a little bit shorter bench because of some injuries and illnesses this weekend. So I think over the course of the season, you're going to need guys to step up in different aspects. The team overall has to continue to put together, good results back to back. And you're right. I thought the energy was good. I thought they started the match well. We were unlucky maybe not to score a goal 3 minutes in, and that could have affected us. But they were, opportunistic and took advantage of our chance, 4 or 5 minutes later. And from there, I give the guys credit because they didn't look back. And even Christian in goal had a couple really key moments for us.
This weekend, it doesn't get any easier. We got Rockhurst, and then we travel up to Truman. Both teams having some success here in the early season in the conference. We know what Rockhurst is all about. We know what Truman's all about. It's going to be one of those weekends that could be kind of a defining moment on some different things on how it could end up the rest of the way.
Yeah, I feel like every weekend we say it's going to be a defining moment. In the GLVC, for sure, it's always a good challenge. But Friday we get to welcome the champs. That's what they are. They're the reigning champions. So we get a chance to go test ourselves in that environment. And our ambition is to be in that seat at the end of the season. How do we earn a GLVC championship? How do we push for a national championship? So you want to play in those games, and I think now our biggest focus is how we've been preparing yesterday, today, and tomorrow, for our Friday game against Rockhurst, and then, having to quickly turn around and play again on Sunday at Truman. So an exciting 2 games, like you said, an important 2 games, and it feels like every next game we play is always really important.
It's hard to believe we're nearly coming up on the halfway point of the season, and it just feels like we started yesterday.
Yeah, you blink and it feels like preseason. So no joke, it's fun. I mean, I think from a playing perspective, the season comes really quickly. It's a exciting time of year. It's one that we wait 9 months to get back to. So trying to enjoy each moment of it, each day, because it can feel a little bit at times like a grind. But I give our guys credit; they've got a great personality, and to be honest, I think they've improved each week, and that's the goal: is how do we put together our best performance for Friday.
Awesome stuff, buddy. Thanks so much. We'll see you on Friday down at Maryville Field.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it.
David Korn joins us Friday, Rockhurst, 1 o'clock. The men play. We'll have all the action for you on the GLVC Sports Network. We'll have live stats on our website at MaryvilleSaints.com. And also, if you can't get to either one of those two, follow us on Twitter at Maryville Saints. Sunday's match against Truman, once again, will be on the GLVC Sports Network. We'll have tweets going all afternoon long, keeping you updated on what's going on with our men's soccer team. For Coach, I'm Jim Powers. Thanks so much for tuning in to MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision. Have a great week, and as always, go Saints.
Go Saints.